Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. Today I'm going to be starting out with an LA Colors PR unboxing, which is just so exciting and still a dream come true to me when I get LA Colors PR in the mail, because LA Colors has been one of my favorite makeup brands for years. I have tried out hundreds of LA Colors products in this series and I absolutely love this brand, and I am so excited that they sent me their new eyeshadow palettes, the Let's Talk Tea eyeshadow collection. This is so cute and so exciting. There are 3 different palettes with 12 soft blendable shades in matte and shimmer formulas to create versatile and effortless application. Whatever your cup of tea is, you'll find the perfect blend of neutrals with coordinated pops of color to mix and matcha. These are cruelty-free and paraben-free, and they retail for only $7 each. So we've got the matcha green one. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. The berry blend pink one. Oh my gosh, like these are big pans too for $7. And the chai tea latte palette. I love a chai latte. Probably my favorite type of latte, but oh my gosh, this one definitely looks like a go-to palette for me with those neutral shades, mix of mattes, shimmers. Oh my goodness. Well, I am definitely going to be doing review tutorial videos on all 3 of these, but for today, I think I have to go for the pink one. Of course, I love pink, and there are some beautiful shades in this palette that I can't wait to play with. The packaging on this kind of reminds me of play makeup, like when I was a kid, but I mean, it's real makeup. So, oh my gosh, I love the shades in here. Looks like there are 6 shimmery shades and 6 matte shades. So before anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch some of them. Like, this is a beautiful baby blue shade, very buttery feel. Ooh, gorgeous. Shimmer. This one looks more like glitter. Ooh, very buttery. Oh my gosh. How about this pretty purple? And let's swatch this gold as well. Ooh. I like that this one's kind of like pastel. It's kind of giving me like spring vibes. Oh my gosh, I love this bronzy shimmer. It's shimmery, but then it also has chunky glitter that's like rainbow. That is such a fun shade. Ooh, and then a beautiful pink metallic. Oh, that baby blue matte shade, so pretty. And then the other matte purple. The pastel mattes are definitely not super pigmented, at least in these swatches. The shimmery shades seem to be a little bit more pigmented, but ooh, that's a really pretty highlight shimmer. So here you can see what those swatches look like. Even though those colors are not super bold and vibrant, a more toned down color is probably what I am more likely to wear on a more often basis during the daytime. So I'm really excited to wear these colors. And so just like I always do when I review eyeshadows, I am going to try this out with and without an eyeshadow primer. So I am going to blend the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion all over one of my eyelids. And then I don't really have that light white shade to set the lids with, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go right on to my highlight step, which there is a really beautiful highlight shade in here, and I'm just gonna use my finger to apply this to the brow bone and that inner corner. So let's see how this shade is. Ooh, very bright metallic, shimmery, and a perfect highlight shade. That definitely makes that brow bone pop. I may have even used too much I'm gonna go in with a little bit less on this eye. There we go. I feel like that looks a little bit better, just a little bit less. Or maybe I'll build it up a little bit more. Definitely buildable, but a really pretty, bright, reflective shade. I think this is going to be really pretty in that inner corner to really brighten the eye. Oh yeah, very nice. I think I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. There we go. I love to brighten up the inner corners with a highlight shade like this because I get such dark shadows in the inner corner of my eyes. Must be the way my eyes are set in. All right, so now moving slightly lower past that brow bone highlight, I'm gonna go into my transition shade. And I think I'm actually gonna pick up this orange shade here. It's a really pretty light peachy orange. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this from crease to brow bone. Showing up very subtle right now, so I'm going to try and build it up so we can see it a little bit more. It doesn't seem to have any problem blending. It's just definitely a very light amount of pigment, which is fine for this transition area. I mean, you can see the difference with it versus without it, but I am using a heavy hand and picking up a lot of product on the brush to try and get this to show up as much as I want it to. On this eye, I had to layer it up 3 times, so this is now my 3rd time layering it up here on the eye without the primer. And I think I'm seeing some difference already in how much the eyeshadow shows up with and without the primer. So it's definitely not looking quite as vibrant as the eye with the primer. And even the eye with the primer I thought looked pretty subtle. But I do think that is fine for a transition shade. I am going to try and build up the crease though, so now I'm going to pick up this matte brown and put this right into the crease. Ooh, I actually really like how the orange in the transition goes with this warm tone brown. And this brown is showing up with good pigment. Like, this is a good crease shade. It's really creating that contour for the eye that I like to achieve with a matte brown in the crease. And these are definitely blendable. So quick and easy to blend with these formulas. Yeah, I'm very happy with this brown shade. I think this has really good pigment and so smooth and evenly blended out so quickly. I actually really like how my eye makeup looks right here. Like, if I were to just do the transition to the crease, like, that gives a really pretty effect to the eye. But we are not going to stop there. I'm definitely going to keep going. I'm already kind of going into a bit of a glam look with that crease shade, amping it up so much that I think I'm going to pick up the darkest shade here, this purpley shimmer. And I'm going to use my finger and apply this to that outer corner. Ooh, it's actually, now that I have it on my eye, it does not look as dark as it looked in the pan. So that's a really pretty, it kind of looks more like a gray than a purple, but see how dark it is there versus on the eye? Not quite as dark, but still a really pretty color on the eye. A nice foiled finish, but it still has some shimmer to it as well. I really like that. And it's more of a neutral tone than I kind of was thinking when I'm looking at it in the pan, because I thought it was going to be more purple. But it's like a neutral dark gray silver. But great pigment, very easy to apply with my finger. I really liked this blue shade. I think I'm gonna take the light blue. You know what, I'm gonna use my finger because I want it to show up as much as possible on the lid. And I'm gonna put this on the rest of the eyelid. The orange to the baby blue is not something I would normally think to do, but seeing all these colors in the palette together makes me really like the look of this color combination. And I think using my finger is really helping to make this baby blue shade show up more. I am layering it up, but it is buildable and it is showing up more, at least on the eye with the primer. Just gonna go ahead and blend it. The baby blue and that silver definitely look really good together. But what do we think about the orange to the blue? I kind of like it. It looks pretty. It's not the eyeshadow look that I thought I was gonna get from the berry pink palette because it's very not pink, but I like it. I think it's really flattering. And I am very impressed by these formulas. So incredibly easy to work with. So now as I'm layering up this blue on the eye without the primer, you know, it is actually looking exactly the same as the eye with the primer. I am layering it up since it's such a pastel color and I want it to pop more, but it layers up beautifully. I really like that. Wow, this is a really pretty color combination, and the texture with that shimmer sparkle and then the rest matte, the highlight shades. This definitely doesn't seem like a cheap, bad, like formula or kind of what you would stereotypically think about a very cheap eyeshadow palette. Like this does not seem like a cheap formula. Like it applies beautifully and looks so good. And now I want to take a shade that's different than what I've used so far onto the lower lash line. And I actually feel like this bronzy brown shimmer shade will look perfect to really pull this all together and bring back in more of that orange brown. And this shade is beautiful on the lower lash line. It shows up really nicely. And I can see that shimmer. Ooh. I am loving this. The more I look at my eyes, the more I'm loving this color combination. And I think that's one of the really fun things about playing with eyeshadow palettes is just trying out different color combinations that maybe you wouldn't think to try out if it wasn't right there in a palette to try out together. Like I do pink and purple eyeshadow looks all the time, but going out of my comfort zone and doing a blue, silver, orange eyeshadow look and having it really look good makes me so happy. This is such a beautiful color on the lower lash line. It is so bright, and I think these shimmer shades like seem to be showing up a little bit lighter and a little bit brighter than how they look in the pan, which I am not mad at that. I really like the look of these shimmers. And here is my finished eyeshadow look. I really love it, and I thought I was going to see more of a difference in the eye with the primer versus without it, but the final look, it's absolutely undetectable, the difference. Like no creasing on either of my eyes, great pigment, very blendable. Love how this came out. I am so excited to continue playing around with this palette and the other two palettes that I got. One of my favorite things about LA Colors, and I've mentioned this many times before, is that I feel like they make makeup trends so accessible for everyone. Like, this eyeshadow palette is only $7, but it performs as good as those expensive eyeshadow palettes. So someone that's maybe just getting into makeup, or someone that loves makeup like me, will really enjoy this palette, but they don't have to spend a lot of money on it, which I love so much. I'm always trying to find those amazing makeup products for inexpensive prices, and LA Colors almost always delivers on that. So if you've tried out this palette or any of the other new tea palettes from LA Colors, let me know what your thoughts are, what kind of looks you've come up with. And since it's so inexpensive, it's just such a great palette to play around with and experiment with different looks. Just LA Colors brand in general is perfect for that. And especially when it performs as well as these ones, like so blendable, great pigments, so you can really try out those fun, trendy makeup looks. Well, thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video.